I require more, better than we ever had before. Hoes gon' be.
Hey babes, welcome back to another DIY video. Today I am using this afro kinky hair from QVR hair. Look at the color. So this is the afro kinky bulk in 20 inches and the color is M1B/S purple. This is 50 grams of hair per bundle. So this will be my second time using afro kinky type of hair, and at first when I opened the package it's kind of like, whoa, what do I do with these balls of hair? But after my first trial I realized that to work with this hair you have to be very gentle and kind of form the strands of hair yourself. So it does come in that little bulk of hair. I do like to wet it a little bit so it gives it some more structure, and you can see here I am pulling on each end of the hair and I'm lining it up on my hair rack. Now I definitely recommend separating this hair out onto a hair rack if you don't have one. I got mine from Joann's Fabrics. Y'all, do you know that they're closing a lot of Joann's fabric stores? Like, rest in peace to Joann's. But yeah, that's where I got my rack from, and I spray painted it pink. But you can also get this rack literally anywhere now, from the beauty supply store, Walmart, Amazon, you name it. Of course I'll have one linked for you guys here. But yeah, I'm separating out my bulk hair. Now this did come with 5 packs of hair and I did end up using all 5. I'm also using my IBH Essentials clips, my unbrushed brush, and a latch hook, as well as a spray bottle of water, and then I get to parting out my hair. So for parting this style, I didn't want to make them too small. One, because I didn't want to run out of hair. At first I was like, oh no, I don't know if this hair is going to be enough, but eventually we made it work. The parting size that I'm doing is kind of medium-ish. I kind of didn't really go based on my parting charts this time. I just went based off of how big I wanted my parts, and I also make sure not to make that bottom row too small. I'm using Inner Sense I Create Whole Gel. Now y'all, be careful with this gel because it is so strong. You do not want to overuse this and use big globs of it because it'll make your hair pretty crunchy. So use it sparingly. It is a great product though. I love this gel. So after parting out my boxes, I'm braiding down about an inch or so. This is going to be the foundation that I'm going to latch hook the kinky hair onto. And I think it's a great way to start out my twists so that they're secure and that they do not fall out. I know there's a bunch of other methods that you can use to install this type of hair, but honestly, I've been doing this technique for years at this point. I use it for my kinky twists, passion twists, you name it. So to install, I'm taking 2 of the strands and overlapping them in the middle. That way the hair is a little bit longer and it's not as short as how it comes. I'm pulling it through the base of my braid, and I'm using my hair as the third leg to braid down about an inch again. That way it is secure, okay? It's not gonna slip out, it's not gonna slide, it's gonna stay in place. Then I twist down the rest of the twist, and I'm using my spray bottle to spray with water as well as a little bit more gel. My ends are freshly trimmed, so I try to make sure that I'm taking my time when twisting down so that way my hair doesn't pop out of the braids. You can see that I get all the way to the bottom. I do end up trimming off that little straggly piece there. Thought I liked it, but I didn't. And that's okay. I forgot to mention, for the gel that I'm using, I'm always using Shine and Jam. It's like my favorite parting gel ever. It's not too heavy, it's not too thick like edge control is. It's definitely a braiding gel versus like a jam or an edge control. So I love Shine and Jam Down, the red bottle. Of course, I like how that one smells better than the yellow one. This video is not sponsored by them, but hey, Shine and Jam, if you're watching this one day, please, I would love to be sponsored by you guys, but yeah, this is not. I just love that product for my hair and it works, you know? So here is where I was about like a quarter, 25%. Yeah, I was about there. But I wanted to talk about the brick layer parting that I'm doing. So my twists are not falling directly on top of each other. They're falling in between the twists. So as you're braiding up, think of like a brick house, how the bricks are staggered on top of each other. They're not directly on top. That way your style can have a fuller look without having to add too much hair. Now remember when I said I didn't want to run out of hair? That's a really good technique to use, brick layer parting, to make sure that your style looks full and not scalpy. I hate a scalpy looking style, so I try to cover up my scalp parts as much as I can by doing that brick layer pattern. So let's talk about who this style would be for. So recently I have decided that I need to be a little bit more selective about the braiding hair that I'm using and installing in my head. Y'all, I know my whole channel is about DIY and I use braiding hair in literally every other video at this point. But I am finding that a lot of braiding hair brands, they're pretty itchy. Like they make my scalp reactive a little bit. So yeah, I need to be a little bit more selective about the protective styles that I'm doing and making sure that they're actually protective and that they're not damaging my hair or making me have an allergic reaction. So these did a pretty good job at, you know, not causing that because they are human hair. So there is no synthetic like fibers in this hair. So it did not make me have a reaction at all, which I liked, you know. I love to not have an itchy scalp. But if you are somebody that struggles with the same thing, I would definitely try to rinse your braiding hair before you use it. Rinse any hair that you put in your head before you use it. Technically, I didn't do that before this, but you know, I ended up being okay. But if you are somebody that has a really sensitive scalp, I 100% recommend rinsing it. You can use apple cider vinegar and water combined together. 1 part apple cider vinegar, 2 parts water to dilute it. And that way, it'll kind of strip your hair of any layers of like whatever they coated in the factories. So it'll kind of strip it of that and help that there. Okay, here is where I was nearing the end. Thank goodness. This style took me about maybe 6 hours in total. That might be slow for some people, that might be fast for some people, but it's the perfect time for me and I love it. These are super lightweight. You can see that I did trim it into a bob. You can definitely keep those ends if you want more length, but I decided last minute that I thought the bob was cuter and it's super lightweight, so you know, I'm all for everything that is lightweight. After I was done, I went ahead and did any final touches, smoothed any of my hair that was sticking out back in there. then I just made sure that my edges weren't being pulled, so I just like brushed them forward with my hand a little bit, and then eventually I went in there and swooped them. And there we go, guys. Here is the final look of my afro kinky twist using QVR's bulk hair. This style was super cute. I loved it. I wore it for 2 weeks, so this is me in the voiceover 2 weeks later, but it still could have went for even longer. And if you guys try this style out, definitely let me know down below in the comments how you feel about it. I think that this is a classic if you're somebody trying to grow out your natural hair just like I am. This is a true protective style, okay? Some people might say that small knotless braids are protective, but can you do that with small knotless braids without feeling any tension? Not really. But with these, definitely. I think that, you know, you really can't go wrong with these.
Just like a flower, I could walk with you for 1,000,000 miles and my feet would not get tired. Where you go, I'll go, winter or summer. I don't care the seasons change, 'cause darling, I'll stay right here with you. Every night and every...
As always, thank you babes so much for watching and subscribing and supporting me, and I will see you guys in my next video. If you want to check out any of my other DIY styles, I'll leave them right here in the playlist for you.